Nosy. On deck is Adam Chong, but coming to the stage right now, please make it loud for the very funny Ewan Oon.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Why did the squirrel fuck the almond? He's trying to bust a nut. You know, I think rednecks are like obsessed with race and shit. Yeah, that's why they like NASCAR so much. You know, whoever named the sharks, right? It's probably a white guy, right? Because, you know, the great white shark, right? It's like, come on, compensating much? Yeah, we should rename that shit. Yeah, we should call it the cracker fish. You know, I'm pretty sure the word Cracker Barrel is like a racist term, right? Because it's like a restaurant mostly for white people, you know? And it's called Cracker Barrel. It's like some guy was there like, look at all these crackers in here. It's like a motherfucking Cracker Barrel up in this fucking mess. Yeah, they're actually going to rename it, though. Starting this year, it's going to be called Pepperwood Diner. Yeah, that's a new joke. I know you guys love it. You know what's weird about dragons, right? They've been around forever, right? But they're not real, you know what I mean? So that's kind of weird. And, you know, because like what? Dungeons and Dragons, you know, fucking Beowulf and all that shit. And Lord of the Rings. But the weirdest thing about all that is that we believe in dragons too, as Asians. You know, like our dragons are more snake-like, right? Like in Dragon Ball Z. You know, you ever seen that Chinese dragon parade and shit? And even Bruce Lee, his Chinese name was Fei Long, which translates to little dragon, right? I think we believe in dragons more than you guys do and shit. But they're not real, right? So, I mean, how can two different people believe in something that's not even real at all? It's like marriage. Yeah, you know the scientist who named the sperm whale? He actually wrote a whole book about them. But nobody can read it because all the pages are stuck together. Where's the best place in Los Angeles to get a blowjob?
Street.
No, downtown. You know, actors are so like passive aggressive and jealous of each other. It's fucking crazy, right? Yeah, they'll be like, hey, break a leg. Please, God. Why did Alexander the Great cut the legs off his enemies? To defeat them. Why is Hump Day on Thanksgiving? Oh no, oh yeah. I did that wrong. Why is Thanksgiving on Thursday? Because Hump Day's on Wednesday. Yeah, you know, Hump Day was actually coined a long time ago. Yeah, by your mom. Yeah, what do camels call Hump Day? Roar! That's pretty dumb. You know why do people like bananas? Because they're so appealing. You know, a lot of important things were invented in China, right? Like gunpowder, the compass, paper. But one thing definitely not invented in China, though, driving. Ugh. Yeah, you know, the national dog of Korea, I'm Korean, right? It's called the Chindoke, you know? It looks kind of like a Siberian Husky, right? But it's like a golden blonde color. And it tastes like ham. And you know, Asians, like, we love Jewish people, right? But they don't like us too much, you know? And I think I know why, right? It's because of our eyes, you know? It's because if you look, like, it's not that my eyes are slanted or small. It's that if you see, I have like an extra layer of skin over my eyelids. It's basically like a foreskin, right? And you know how Jewish people feel about foreskins, so. Yeah, I did have sex with a black woman for the first time a couple months ago. Yeah, it was cool, you know? I mean, aside from her skin color, she wasn't any different than any other woman I'd ever been with. The only real difference I could say is that the whole time I was fucking her, I was like, don't touch her hair, don't touch her hair. Yeah, I was sitting here a couple weeks ago, and there was this dude sitting right there. And the whole time I was up here, he was like giving me the Jada Pinkett face. Yeah, you ever seen the Jada Pinkett face? It's when they're staring at you like, I was like, what the fuck, dude? Don't be sitting there giving me no Jada Pinkett face. You better knock that shit off before I give you the Will Smith hand. Yeah, this guy, I'll read this story about this trans lady who, she changed her mind, you know, and she wanted to get her penis reattached. I was like, this lady's ridiculous. Yeah, I used to be married, you know. My ex-wife, she was horrible, right? She was like the worst cook, you know. She couldn't, for dinner, she could only make two things, like spaghetti and reservations. And whenever she made eggs and shit, they're always like runny and like undercooked like crazy and shit. She'd be like, hey, how's that omelet taste? I'm like, well, I don't know, this fork isn't working too well. You got a straw? And whenever she cooked a steak, she cooked that steak to death and shit. Like, you killed another steak. You know, it looks like beef jerky and shit. Like, no, don't throw it away. Here, I'll put it in the glove compartment. Yeah, I put my ex-wife in charge of my parents' business, and she ran that business just like a fucking carrot. Yeah, straight into the ground. The only good thing about my ex-wife, I have to say, was the sex. Yeah, she really put out. So my neighbor keeps telling me. You know, when you go to a Korean person's house, you have to take off your shoes, right? It's not tradition or anything. We just want to make sure you're not stealing our chopsticks. There's nothing about chopsticks. Like, you know, if you don't know how to use chopsticks, maybe you should learn, right? Because when Asian people, when we see you fumbling around with your chopsticks, we lose all respect for you, you know? Yeah, we're like, so you don't know how to eat? Well, let's just be friends then. Yeah, you know, we don't use the metric system in America, right? And I think I know why, you know? Because Americans, they need everything to be short and sweet, right? Like inch, foot, yard, not millimeter, centimeter, kilometer. It's like, shut up, you fucking nerd. Yeah, you know, I was at Mount Baldy this past couple weeks. It was cool, you know? But I learned when I was over there that it wasn't always called Mount Baldy. Yeah, back in the day when the mountain was a lot more younger and more hopeful, it was known as Mount Rogaine. Yeah, one of my buddies came over to my house the other day. You know, he's, well, whatever, he's a white dude, you know, but he's like super duper white and shit. I think he's like part albino or something. Yeah, he's so white, when he came to my house, all my plants started growing in his direction. Yeah, you know, they say ignorance is bliss. I think that's true, you know. I mean, you guys look pretty happy. Yeah, you know, when you're taking a piss when you have a hard on, it's fucking not easy at all, right? I mean, if you're outside, it doesn't matter, right? But if you're sitting there trying to aim at a target as small as a toilet, it's like playing skee-ball with your dick. You know, they say elephant never forgets. And that's true. Until it's their turn to take out the fucking trash. Yeah, you know what I don't understand is like how people eat like veal and like whatever, you know, venison, you know, like little baby animals, you know what I mean? Like little pigs and stuff. It's like, why can't you like let them grow up a little bit, you know? Do they have to be babies, you know? Yeah, I know in Korea, we only eat adult dogs. I was watching this Bigfoot documentary. Oh no, you ever seen that picture of Bigfoot where he's like this, right? Most people don't know, but that's actually taken from a 5-minute film of Bigfoot like walking through the woods. And I was watching this documentary about that, and I think that Bigfoot is real. Because in that documentary, they show that Bigfoot is a female. Like you could clearly see that she has boobs, you know, and they're like swaying around as she's walking. And that's why I think it's real, because if it feels fake, why would they put boobs on it, right? They wouldn't, you know? And so actually, for not having a bra or anything, they're actually pretty well formed, you know? And I'm watching, I was like, wow, Bigfoot's got some nice tits. And it's crazy, you know, I'm watching this alone on Saturday night, I'm like, man, you know, I never thought in a million years I'd be jerking off to Bigfoot. And, you know, they have this billboard all over Hollywood with this blind mountain climber that climbed to the top of Mount Everest, right? And I was like, that's really inspirational, you know? But then I thought, well, how did he know he's on top of Mount Everest? Yeah, for all you know, he could have just been on top of Mount Whitney, just like right over there. And I was thinking, that's actually a pretty good business idea. Yeah, getting paid to take blind mountain climbers up to the top of Mount Everest. Yeah, you know, my brother, his wife calls him Oppa, right? Which in Korean means older brother. That's gross, right? I'm like, what the fuck's that all about? Yeah, when I was married, my ex-wife, she would just call me stepdad. Why did the pterodactyl have a silent P? Oh! Because it has a really loud D.